Hey, you don't suck. Come on in. Hi, welcome to an episode of MasterMindBites. Hi, my name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on the show, we get to feature another amazing individual. And the reason why I have this show is because over the last few years, I've been very fortunate, very honored to meet some amazing people, some masters of skill sets, from celebrities to voice actors to athletes to Olympic champions, and got to learn from them, hear their stories, and got to be able to just be in their presence and see how they conduct themselves. And I wanted to take this opportunity to share some of those lessons learned with you today. And for today, we're going to be able to feature the legendary voice actor, Mr. Jim Cummings. Now, why am I saying legendary? Well, that's because I didn't realize that I grew up with this guy. All the stuff that I've watched as a kid, all the cartoons that I've watched, he was actually a part of almost every single cartoon that I watched, from Darkwing Duck to the Turtles, to Winnie the Pooh, to a whole bunch of other movies, and the list goes on and on and on. In fact, he's voiced over 400 different characters, 400 different voices, from video games to TV shows to movies to cartoons to everything you can think of. And you'll be very, very surprised. If you look at his IMDb, you can find out so many things that you actually recognize and you've actually seen or you grew up with that has been impacted because of this guy right here, Mr. Jim Cummings. He's been somebody that I've actually spent a lot of time looking into and also listening to him speak and all that kind of stuff, and got to learn a lot of great things from him because of how he was able to get to in this industry and also be able to deliver the performances he's been able to deliver. He's always been that person who loved doing voices. In fact, he started at the age of 5 doing voices in the back of the room of the classroom. And also, he's always loved to play different characters. He was in drama classes. He was in lots of different plays and whatnot, but he never ever wanted to become that prince or the main actor. He wanted to be the troll. He wanted to be the wizard. He wanted to be all these different characters so that he could play different voices and play different parts and play different kind of mentalities and personalities and all that kind of stuff. And sure enough, that all allowed him to become the legendary voice actor that he is today. Because as a voice actor, you are an actor. You're a character actor. There's a saying that says you're a small V and a capital A. You're a very, very small voice, but a capital A, because you are in fact a character actor and you're playing so many different parts. You're playing, in fact, sometimes he's playing 2-3 different characters within one show. And that is absolutely amazing. I remember watching Disney afternoon cartoons all the time, and he will be actually playing 2 or 3 characters within that one show. And he's actually been in all the shows, which is absolutely incredible, because I never knew who had that much impact on my life as a child. So being able to hear him speak and get to ask him questions was absolutely amazing and a lot of fun. Now, as with a lot of these mastermind bites, I have found 5 very big things that I thought was great lessons learned that I could pass on to, because we could apply that to our daily lives and also our business lives as well. So the 5 things that I got from Jim Cummings, number 1 is that with everything that you do, you have no idea that you're actually impacting other people that you may or may not know. Number 2 is that after you do something once, try it a second, a third, a fourth time differently, and maybe give it your own spin sometimes. You never know which one will stick, which one will work better. Number 3, whenever you're in some sort of mood and you want to get yourself out of that mood, or if you want to get yourself into a certain mood, play music. It helps a lot. Number 4, there's no such thing as too many takes. There's always perfection. And then number 5 is that if you enjoy a lot of things, write those things down and do them all the time. So going back to number 1, is that you never know what kind of impact you have on other people. He is a person that's known to do so many voices, and he just figured, oh, this is fun. I'm doing characters, I'm doing voices, and nobody knows who I am. Nobody really gets, their lives don't really change. I'm just doing voice acting. And he just goes out there and has fun. There's different characters, there's different shows and all that kind of stuff. But now when he goes to these comic book conventions or entertainment conventions and all that kind of stuff, and he's sitting there, you have kids coming up to him dressed up as Darkwing Duck, who's maybe 10, maybe 12 years old. And he's thinking, wait a minute, how are you dressing up as Darkwing Duck when that show was canceled 15 years before you were even born? And Sure enough, the parents come in with a stack of DVDs of Darkwing Duck saying, hey, we raised her right. Can you sign these, please? So that's something that's absolutely incredible. Like, it's going from generation to generation to generation, and he's still being able to impact these people with his voice and his work on Darkwing Duck and on different shows, Winnie the Pooh and whatnot. And it's absolutely incredible because he had no idea his reach was so big. Other examples would be a person who shows up and goes, you know what, you've raised us when we were kids. And sure enough, when he starts asking those questions, it's more like those two people, when they were kids, their parents were always working and they don't have time. So at the very beginning of the day, they'll watch Winnie the Pooh at the beginning, and then they'll go to school. But before they go to school, they'll set their VCRs to record Disney Afternoon, and they'll get back home after school and they'll watch the 3, 4, 5 episodes of TV shows of Disney Afternoon. And once after the last show is done, their mom comes home. So really, he was there to bridge in the gap. He was there to kind of raise them. And they are all very, very thankful for his work, for his voices, to make their afternoons fun, to make their lives fun. And they grew up with him. So those are things that he never actually realized he was doing until people started coming out thanking him for raising them, thanking him for changing their lives, thanking him for making something that was fun and enjoyable every single day for them. And like I said, you never know who you're going to impact. So with everything that you do, think about maybe somebody out there is going to be able to appreciate what you're doing. Maybe somebody out there is getting value from what you're doing. Just make sure you're adding value, always, always adding value, regardless of what you're doing. So go out there and impact, because you never know who you're going to impact. Number 2 is the thing about doing things more than once and trying out different things. As Darkwing and as, Ray from the Disney cartoon, Princess and the Frog. And he's also in Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. And what he does is he would do what the script tells him to. And then after he does that well, then he goes and does it himself with a different take on it, his own take on it. And there's just a whole bunch of takes so that they can choose which one fits well. And more often than not, they'll take his Adlib one, because you know what, after a while, you get to know that character, you get to know what the idiosyncrasies are, and you're able to deliver that message or deliver that performance on spur of moment because you feel it. So the thing is, when we're doing things, we should do it more than once, because you never know, maybe the second, third, fourth time gives you that little bit of edge that gives your product that extra weight to it, or your message that extra little oomph, so that it does get delivered better. And that's what he does all the time. He does 1 take, 2 takes with the original stuff, with the original script, what it's supposed to be like, and he does it a few more times with his own take, so that they can have choices and pick the best one. Number 3 is music puts you in certain moods. When he has to feel evil, he'll listen to evil music. When he has to feel happy, he listens to happy music. So what does that mean? That means music drives us. So if you're ever feeling in a bad mood, don't put yourself into that bad mood even more by listening to music that's going to put you into a worse mood. Listen to something that's more uplifting, to push you further, to bring you out of that bad mood. If you need motivation, listen to motivational music. Listen to stuff that gives you that jump, gives you that excitement, that energy. And that's something he does all the time by listening to certain movements, listening to certain music. It puts him into the right frame mindset to deliver those performances as need be. Number 4, again, no such thing as too many takes. And also the reason why he does that is because he wants to protect his characters. Because those characters, Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, are characters that he is so ingrained into, that he protects those characters a lot. Just like we should protect our brand, we should protect our presentations, we should protect our clients, our services, and all that kind of stuff. He protects his characters, life and death kind of thing. When people go, hey, can you say this line as Winnie the Pooh? Can you say this thing as Tigger? He goes, well, no, because it's off brand. It's not their characters. And he doesn't want to ruin those characters. He doesn't want to ruin the integrity of those characters. So he's very, very protective of his characters. And therefore, if it's required to do many, many takes to get that character right, he will do many, many takes, because he wants to be able to perfect that character. And he wants to be able to protect that character so that the character lives on from generation to generation to generation without any confusion, without any missteps, without any gaps in between. He wants to protect those characters, just like we should protect our brand and who we are as well. And then finally, number 5, it's that if you have something that you love doing and you have a whole bunch of stuff that you really, really enjoy doing, write a list. And he's always told his kids, write a list of all the stuff that you really, really want to do, and do them so well so that eventually somebody will pay you to do those things that you truly enjoy. And for him, he enjoyed making character voices. He enjoyed testing out different things. He enjoyed doing cartoons, and he did it so well that he eventually became somebody who is legendary in that field. And now, why did I say, hey, at the very beginning, hey, you don't suck, come on in? Well, that's basically how he got into the whole industry. He was enjoying doing characters. He was enjoying doing voices so much. He just did it all the time. And eventually one day somebody went up to him, hey, well, you don't suck. Would you like to join this group? Or would you like to try this movie? Would you like to do this TV show? But it's all started off with, hey, you don't suck. It's not like, wow, you're amazing. It's, you don't suck. Why don't you come and try this? So the thing is, we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be exceptional in something. We just don't have to suck at it. And sure enough, he didn't suck at it, but he got his opportunity and he perfected it. He worked at it. He became so good at it that people kept on paying him and paying him, or going back to him to those characters again. So if he can just get into an industry and get recognized just because he didn't suck, then we sure enough can do the same thing. We don't have to perfect it right off at the get-go. We just need to put in more time and perfect it later, or give it the best quality that we can. But we could just get in with, I don't suck. So those are the 5 things I really wanted to share with you. Once again, number 1 is that you never know who you're going to impact. Number 2, try things multiple times, try things different ways so that you might hit that one thing that makes a difference. Number 3, music is a great mood changer. Number 4, there's no such thing as too many takes. If you want to protect your brand and protect your characters and protect your integrity. And then finally, number 5, if you don't suck, it's good enough to start. It opens up opportunities. Write that list of all the stuff that you enjoy doing, and doing it so much and so well that eventually people notice you and want you for those things that you do that you love so much. So again, those are the 5 things. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode and learned something from Mr. Jim Cummings. I sure did. And if you like this episode, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on Mastermind Bites. And of course, we have a lot of other shows: the Peak Potential Success Show, the Unlocking Mind Behind Make More Work Less, and of course, the Make More Mind Bites that's up every single week. Until next time, thank you very much for your likes, your time watching this, subscriptions, and also your comments. I love seeing those comments. And of course, until next time, today is the day to lock your peak potential. I'll see you later.